4 great questions you should ask a man in the early stage of dating. I know sometimes asking questions can make you very nervous because of the fear of rejection. But you need to ask some of these questions to know where you stand and not waste time. Because there will be a point in your relationship, you see something, and when you ask this, when you ask your man, why didn't you tell me this? His response to you will be something like, but you never asked me. I thought we were on the same page. The key point the key point to determine a long-term and a stable relationship, I believe, before moving forward, if some of these questions are being asked during the early stage of dating, it could really help the both parties. For the both parties to be aware of where they stand. For the both parties to be aware of the do and the don'ts. For the both parties to know what they want and what they do not want in the relationship. So that you don't invest too much or even getting too much attached before knowing where you stand in the relationship. So that you don't over invest emotionally before you cannot deal with some things. So you need to ask questions, no matter how scared you are. Listen, if you ask a man some questions and this man is not willing to answer, it means he's not for you. You should ask questions in a relationship. A relationship that questions are not being asked, it's not a relationship. Someone is pretending. The both of you are not real. In a normal relationship, questions are supposed to be asked. So number 1 question that you need to ask a man, it's a must for you to ask these questions. What does he feel is the role of the man and the woman in a relationship? I'm saying you should ask these questions because a lot of men feels like the only thing for them to do as a man is just to provide money, provide financially. They are not going to be there emotionally. They are not going to be there psychologically with you. So you need to ask your man to know if he's a man who believes he's supposed to get involved emotionally, psychologically with you. And if you ask him, due to his response, if you are not happy, you are not impressed with it, discuss with him. And if he's unwilling to change, then you need to walk away. Number 2, you need to ask him on his views on marriage. You don't just get into a relationship and what you want to do is just to be there. You don't know whether this man is someone who want to be married. A lot of guys do not want to be married. So you need to ask to know whether he's someone who believes in getting married, and not just believe. He's someone who wants to be married. Number 3, his views on communication and how important communicating as partners means to him. A lot of guys do not have your time because they do not believe in communicating. They don't believe in sitting down and have heart-to-heart conversations. If you are someone who believes communication is a major thing for you, and you go for someone who believes communicating shouldn't be something that is something that shouldn't be that important, you are going to be miserable in this relationship. You will always want to address issues, and this person do not see anything wrong in what is happening in your relationship. So you want to be sure this guy is willing to communicate, he's willing to discuss issues with you. Because communication is one of the major role to have a healthy and long-lasting relationship. You don't just go into a relationship and moving to you, you are just moving with the flow. Nah. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know where you stand. Number 4, how does he consider cheating? What is his view on cheating? Listen, this is a great question because some men think that he can love a woman to death and still cheat. Some men think that all men cheat. So if himself is cheating, that shouldn't be a deal breaker for you. So you need to make sure you know what he thinks about cheating. Because if cheating is a deal breaker for you, I'm not sure you want to go for a man who thinks cheating is a normal thing. So no matter how scared you are of losing someone, choose your pain. The pain of waiting until you invest too much, or the pain of knowing earlier on and moving on. So I think I've said a lot. This video might not be long, but those who understand it will get it. Know where you stand in a man's life. Do not just go with the flow. You hurt yourself.